What if I told you that one of the most controversial TV shows ever made started with a simple question? Tell me what you don't like about yourself. Nip Tuck wasn't just a medical drama. It was a twisted, hypersexual exploration of America's obsession with beauty, wealth, and power that shocked audiences for 6 seasons. But here's what you probably didn't know. Beneath all the blood and sex, Nip Tuck was actually telling us a dark truth about ourselves. Before we dive in, let's set the stage. The year is 2003. Reality TV is exploding. Plastic surgery is becoming mainstream, and FX decides to launch a show about 2 plastic surgeons in Miami. But this wasn't going to be some boring medical procedural. Creator Ryan Murphy, who later gave us American Horror Story and Glee, wanted to push boundaries in ways television had never seen before. The show centers on 2 plastic surgeons and best friends. Christian Troy, played by Julian McMahon, a sex-addicted, morally bankrupt surgeon who views women as conquests. And Sean McNamara, played by Dylan Walsh, the technically gifted, seemingly moral family man hiding his own dark secrets. Together, they run McNamara/Troy, a high-end plastic surgery practice in Miami where the beautiful come to become even more beautiful, and where the ugliness of human nature is fully exposed. Now let's break down this wild ride season by season. Season 1 introduces us to the twisted world of McNamara/Troy. Sean is trapped in a loveless marriage with Julia, played by Jolie Richardson, while raising their son Matt and daughter Annie. Meanwhile, Christian is sleeping with basically anything that moves, including Sean's wife Julia, which we learned they had an affair years ago, and Matt might actually be Christian's son. The season's big villain is Escobar Gallardo, a drug lord who forces the doctors to provide surgery for his drug mules. But the real story of Season 1 is about identity. Every patient who walks through their door is running from something, just like Sean and Christian. The season builds to a breaking point when Sean discovers Julia and Christian's past affair, leading to a brutal fistfight between the 2 surgeons. By the end of Season 1, Sean has left the practice, his marriage is in shambles, and we're left wondering if these 2 damaged men can ever repair their friendship. What made Season 1 so groundbreaking wasn't just the graphic surgeries or sex scenes. It was how it forced us to question our own obsession with physical perfection. Season 2. Season 2 takes a much darker turn with the introduction of the Carver, a serial rapist who mutilates his victims' faces, telling them, "Beauty is a curse on the world." While Sean and Christian reluctantly reunite to repair the Carver's victims, their personal lives spiral further out of control. Sean begins an affair with a patient, Kimber, who happens to be Christian's ex. Christian, meanwhile, is diagnosed with breast cancer, forcing him to confront his own mortality. Matt, now a teenager, gets involved with a neo-Nazi group and runs over a transgender woman named Ava, played by Famke Janssen. In the season's most shocking twist, Matt begins a sexual relationship with Ava, not knowing she's actually his school counselor, or that she was born a man. Season 2 ends with the Carver attacking Christian, leaving us on a massive cliffhanger. What Season 2 really explores is how we all wear masks. The Carver literally, but everyone else figuratively. No one in this show is who they claim to be. Season 3. Season 3 continues the Carver storyline while diving deeper into the characters' identity crises. Christian recovers from his attack but is psychologically scarred, unable to perform sexually or surgically. Sean's marriage officially ends, and he begins dating a Hollywood agent who gets the doctors a consulting job on a medical TV show called Hearts and Scalpels, setting up their eventual move to Los Angeles. The biggest development is the revelation of the Carver's identity. It's actually Dr. Quentin Costa, their hand surgeon colleague, working with his sister Kit, who was the detective investigating the case. This season also introduces Michelle Landau, played by Sanaa Lathan, who becomes Christian's love interest but is hiding connections to an organ harvesting ring. By the end of Season 3, the Miami chapter is closing. The practice is sold, relationships are fractured, and both doctors are ready for a fresh start. Season 4. Season 4 moves the practice to Los Angeles, where Sean becomes a TV star on Hearts and Scalpels, while Christian struggles to build their clientele in the competitive LA market. This season introduces a new villain, Colleen Rose, Sean's agent who turns out to be a dangerous stalker with a hand puppet named Sassy. Meanwhile, Christian marries Michelle despite knowing about her criminal past, only to have her disappear with all his money. Matt's life continues to implode as he gets involved with a Scientology-like cult, gets married, has a child, then becomes a meth addict and porn actor. The season ends with Sean being stabbed by Colleen, while Christian learns he may have fathered a son with a woman from his past. Season 4 explores fame and how the Hollywood dream quickly becomes a nightmare. The surgeons thought LA would be their salvation, but it only exposed new demons. Season 5. Season 5 is split into 2 parts and takes the darkest turn yet. Sean recovers from his stabbing but develops an addiction to painkillers. Christian learns his son Wilbur isn't actually his, while beginning a relationship with Liz, the anesthesiologist who's been with them since Season 1, despite the fact that she's a lesbian. The season introduces the character of Eden Lord, a sociopathic teenager who seduces both Sean and Matt, drugging Sean and raping him. In the season's most shocking development, Julia and Sean's daughter Annie is kidnapped, and Julia is shot in the face, requiring extensive reconstruction. The second half of Season 5 jumps forward several years. Sean is now divorced from Julia, who has entered a lesbian relationship with Olivia Lord, Eden's mother. The season ends with Christian being diagnosed with terminal breast cancer, forcing him to put his affairs in order, including a surprise proposal to Liz. Season 6. The final season begins with a twist. Christian's cancer diagnosis was a mistake. He's not dying after all, but now he's trapped in a loveless engagement to Liz. Sean, meanwhile, falls for a cancer patient named Teddy Rowe, played by Rose McGowan, who turns out to be a serial killer who marries wealthy men, then kills them for their money. Matt finally gets his life together, entering medical school to become a surgeon like his father's. The series finale brings everything full circle. Christian confesses to Sean that he's never been happy as a surgeon. He only became one to stay close to Sean. Sean realizes his own life has been built around Christian's influence. In the end, Sean leaves the practice to work for Doctors Without Borders, while Christian continues at McNamara/Troy with a new partner. The final scene shows Christian approaching a new patient with the familiar line, "Tell me what you don't like about yourself." Nip Tuck pushed boundaries that allowed shows like Breaking Bad, Mad Men, and Game of Thrones to exist. It helped create the golden age of television we're still enjoying today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe for more deep dives into the shows that changed television forever. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.